Welcome to the Hope Unlocked podcast. I'm your host, Kristin Kurtz, and I'm also the founder of New Wings Coaching. I help and empower wild-hearted and adventurous women of faith feeling caged and stuck unlock their true purpose and potential, break free from limitations, and thrive with confidence, courage, and hope. If you're curious to learn more about coaching with me, head to newwingscoaching.net and be sure to explore the show notes for ways to connect with me further. Get ready to dive in as we uncover empowering keys and insights in this episode. So tune in and let's unlock hope together. Welcome to the Hope Unlocked podcast. I'm Kristin Kurtz, your host. I pray this episode is like a holy IV of hope for your soul. Please help me welcome Dr. Jave Jones to the show. I'm so excited for him to be here today. We're a new connection, and I just know that he's going to have so much goodness to share with you guys today. So thanks for being here. Would you share a little bit about yourself before we get into your story?
I appreciate you having me. Yes, super excited to talk to you today. A little bit about my story. Well, I grew up in Northwest Pennsylvania. I would say that that particular town has been depressed for a very long time. My oldest brother used to get in trouble a lot with the law. And what I found was early on, I don't know if it was subconsciously or consciously, but he was just seeking attention for his parents. And he sought attention by getting in trouble and thought that's the way to do it. And I saw that and I said, I don't want to do that.
Right.
That sounds crazy, or that looks crazy to me. Like, I don't want to be that. And so what I ended up doing is that somehow I started playing hockey, and I realized that I could get attention by scoring goals. And so what I did is I just scored more goals and I got more attention.
Yeah.
And so I really just, over the years, people say I have a lot of talent. I really don't think I have talent. I just think that early on, I just tried to score more goals, honestly. Like, I just try to go after it. And just through repetition, I got good at catching and passing and running and throwing stuff. And so I got pretty good at hockey. And so I went to, after high school, I went up to Ottawa and played. And then I played for Cleveland. I played 4 years in Germany. And through the crazy world of hockey, which I think you have some experience with being a hockey ball there, I got, when I was playing for Cleveland, I got a slap shot in the face that shattered my nose in 3 different directions, deviated septum, cut the nerves to my teeth and my mouth. And I fell, for your listeners out there, if you know the hockey rink, but it was right at the top of the blue line, and I was going in, and the puck hit me like right at the blue line, and then I fell to my knees, and blood was coming out of my nose.
Oh my gosh.
And so I skid right into the goal line, and the trainer comes out. This is in Kalamazoo K-Wing Stadium, and with a white towel and puts it on my nose, and by the time I got back to the bench, the towel was red, completely red. And so that was the time, Kristin, that I really, for the first time in my life, I said, Lord, this stinks, man. What are we? I need to do something with my life because this ain't it.
Oh, wow. And that was the moment you had that epiphany.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Like in the blood going everywhere moment.
yeah, I mean, it was definitely like, I think the Lord has, been there for more subtle ways for sure. But I got it with one not so subtle.
Wow.
The worst of it though was they put like 3 yards of gauze up each nostril. And so they had these tubes I was supposed to breathe out, but they got jammed up with like snot. And so I wasn't smart enough to go back to the Cleveland Clinic. So I just kind of grind through it. And so at night, my tongue would crack and bleed. It was awful. And so I ended up going overseas and playing. But that was really when was my first real prayer of, Lord, do something with my life.
Wow. And how old were you at that time?
I was 20.
Okay. And at that point, were you a believer?
I was not a believer. I mean, I was a believer. I received Jesus when I was 16, but I really wasn't a practicing Christian. This was the first time where I was like, I need to depend on the Lord here.
Wow. And in that realm, were there a lot of believers around you?
No.
Okay.
No mentors, no believers.
Nothing.
There was nothing there for me.
Okay. So what happened next?
So I go overseas and play hockey in Germany. I I've been married for 25 years. I met my future wife there, which was awesome. She was from Pennsylvania. I was from Pennsylvania. It was a total
Okay.
God thing.
Wow. That's a whole
Yeah,
story, I bet.
that's another whole story. Yeah. Um, and so with her, just committing, we both kind of committed and say, you know what, let's do this Jesus thing together.
Mm,
And so that's when we started down the path of, you know, really just studying the word.
yeah. So what did that look like though? Because, the Jesus thing it can be a
Mhm.
whole thing. Like, did you have people that started coming alongside you? Did you step into church? Like, what did that look like for you together as a couple even?
I feel like I'm just kind of like a knucklehead, honestly. Like it was a very slow burn,
Yeah.
God had to wake me up with a slap shot in the face, but it was kind of a slow burn of let's do life thing, the Jesus thing together.
Hmm.
But it really wasn't until about 5 years later after that. I mean, we were definitely making decisions and following the Lord, but it wasn't until I really started M is Good in
Mm,
November of 2001 where really just my commitment to the Lord took off.
okay. Tell me more about M is good. For those who
Yeah,
are
so
listening, they're like, what is M is good?
yeah. So the original name was Marketing Ministries.
Hmm.
And so I had that name from November 2001 to 2010. I pivoted the company to M is Good in 2000 from 2011 2013.
Okay.
Um, and so I kind of want to go back to how I started the company because that's kind of a fun
Yes,
story.
do it.
So this was like in June of 2000.
Hmm.
Um, I was done with hockey. I had an identity crisis. I really didn't know. I felt like I was on a curb in a city I'd never been in because I've always been a hockey player.
Yeah.
And I really didn't like myself,
Um,
honestly. I just didn't like who I was. I had this thought like, if I was friends with me, would I
mhm.
like me?
Mm.
And I was
That's
like,
a
no,
good
I wouldn't.
question. Right. That's a good question for yourself.
Like I don't know that I'd like me.
Mhm.
And so I knew there was something wrong.
Mm.
And I knew that like I needed a change. And this seed of
Mhm.
um of Jesus was inside of me, and I prayed a prayer. So I leave hockey. It's
Mhm.
June of 2000. Um and I found myself working for a TV station in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
And I I was just frustrated. I was
Mm.
I was just frustrated with life and who I was, and I just prayed a prayer right there in my cubicle.
Mhm.
And I found myself looking at this list of clients, Christian clients that are on the TV station. I said, "Oh, I'm going to start an ad agency. What do I
Mm.
call it?"
Mhm.
And I didn't hear an audible voice, but the words Marketing Ministries drop into my spirit.
Mm.
And I was like, wow, that's a really dumb name. And I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I hired a lawyer, and so the lawyer came to see if the name was available. The lawyer came back and says, it's available. I'm like, oh my gosh, Lord, maybe you're not so dumb. This is
Like this
awesome.
is we might use this dumb name.
Yeah, exactly. Because I thought marketing and ministry is like two
Mhm.
common words. Like somebody's done this before, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Apparently nobody's had.
Yeah.
And so I started the company. So I went to those 30 clients I saw, and this was in June, and they said, Dave, we're with you. This is awesome. Let's go. So I thought, this is great. It's gonna be easy. And
Mm.
so I started the company in November 2001, and I go back to those clients
Mhm.
and I say, hey, I'm here. I started. And they're like, you started what? I'm like, you told me you were with me. No, we're not with you.
Oh man.
So that first year was rough.
Yeah.
Um, so an agency makes 15% commission
Okay.
off of media spend. At least that's the business model at the time. And
Mm.
that first year we billed $15,000. So
Wow.
15% of $15,000 is terrible.
And were
Uh,
you still working
no,
job at that time? So
I
you
know.
you went all in.
I went all in.
You jumped off the cliff.
Yep.
Okay. Just
In
had
fact,
to find out if that was the case. Hmm.
yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, I took that leap of faith. In fact, I went into the office. I don't tell many people this deep of the story, but I went into the office and told the general sales manager that I'm going to go serve the Lord.
Oh,
And I was brash at the time, but I said I'm going to go work Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm going to depend on the Lord for my food. And
wow.
I'll see you later. He said,
And
"Can
what
you
did
give me
you
15 days?" I said, "I'll give you 15 seconds."
Oh my God.
I'm out of here because I'm going with the Lord.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Chris, I'll never forget this. I leave that sales office
Mm,
and like my wife was waiting for me because we only had
mm.
like one car.
Okay.
And she swings the door open and I sit down. I was like, whew. And she looks at me and she says, "Welcome to the life of the living."
Welcome to the life. Say that one again.
Oh my God. That was, yeah, welcome to the life of the living. And I was like, I love you. You're so awesome. And
Yes.
so it was such an inspiration. I thought, I'm going to build this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. So
Yeah.
that second year, we built like $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
The third year was, I think, 200. The fourth year was 800. And then like we've never looked back ever since then. So it took
Yeah.
about 4.5 years to build it.
Wow.
And so it was really just a media buying agency
Mm-hmm.
um, that had some video production
Mm-hmm.
to it. So yeah, that's the kind of the beginning stories of
Yeah.
Marketing Ministries. And then
Can I go back for a second? Can I
yes,
just,
yes, please.
so your wife obviously fully supported you those first couple years. Like, what did that look like tangibly to continue to walk in faith and keep going despite what you saw on paper, right? What did that look like for you? And for your wife too.
Yeah, so the good news is like we didn't have kids.
Mhm.
So there wasn't the pressure to feed my kids. We ate some ramen noodles and some PB&J. But
Mhm.
she was working at the hospital full time as a perfusionist, so she was running the heart and lung machine during open heart surgery.
Okay.
So at the time, it was pretty good money.
Mhm.
So, I try to remember back, and I just, you have boys, I think, that play hockey, right? And
Yeah, they
like
did.
hockey is the sport of like you gotta get up early. It's just you gotta grind. It's how many practices a week.
Mhm.
That was in me.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I just knew I had to go through the process and grind. I
Mm.
knew I had to show value. I knew because I played pro hockey too. So I was like, if I don't show value, I'm not going to play.
Right.
You don't just automatically get on the power play. You got to be good to be on the power play, and you got to produce.
Yes.
And so I just knew something that I had to produce, and I knew I was putting pieces together in order to make that happen.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I wasn't a marketing guy. I was a guy that was
You
following
weren't
Jesus that like, was a hockey guy.
sure. So you literally didn't have any marketing experience? Let me
Zero.
capture this. Okay, so no marketing experience, and the Lord calls you to start a marketing company.
Yep.
Love it. Okay, so we covered year one and two, walking in faith, continuing on. You've got it in you to keep going. Were there any moments that you did kind of question, or did you have people coming into your world like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Did you have any of those people come along? I think
Uh,
of Nehemiah and those three
yeah.
that were just like, trying to get him off the wall. Did you have any people
hmm
like that come in your world?
So back to the story of I knew I didn't, the answer is yes, I did.
Hmm.
Because it was back to I didn't like who I was. And so I actually met a guy named Derek at Taco Bell.
Okay.
And this is such a God story, right? This is a
Love God
crazy,
stories. Yeah.
right? Met him at Taco Bell and we just started talking and I was very transparent with him. I started this agency, like this is what I'm doing, it's not going very well. And
Hmm.
I kind of told him I don't like myself. And he said, well, this is back before social media. He said, if you don't like yourself, man, I'll give you 30 books to read. Turn off the TV and read these 30 books.
Mm.
And I said, okay.
Hmm.
And so that's what I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Eh,
so you gotta tell us your favorite book then, at least of the 30.
There's so many good ones in there. I mean, How to Win Friends and Influence People, that's a classic.
Mm.
Um, I think about The Go Getter, that
Hmm.
was in there. Of course, the Bible was in there.
Hmm.
Um, The Carpenter by John Gordon, that was in there. My Father's Business, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Rich God, Poor God. Um, uh, The Millionaire Next Door, like just all these like self-image books
Sure. Yeah.
and success books. Yeah.
Okay. And so who was he? Did you just randomly meet him? Like,
Randomly met him.
was he a cashier? Like, who was he?
He would actually, the story is he was an Amway.
Oh,
He was an Amway guy.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so was he just sitting down and you met him, or were you guys getting tacos at the same time in the
We were
line?
getting tacos at the same time, and he was looking to build his Amway business.
Okay.
And, he was just introducing himself.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
so incredible. So you had this like moment of being taught through a guy that you meet at Taco Bell.
hmm
What was like the most impactful lesson you learned through the books to get you like moving into a different trajectory in business
Gosh, what a
and
great
this
question.
identity piece, right? Ever hear something on this show that stirs something deep, like a nudge from God that there's more? That's stirring. It's not random. I'm Kristin Kurtz, host of Hope Unlocked and the founder of New Wings Coaching, and I'm inviting you into a 45-minute unlocking session, a sacred space to press in, hear what heaven is saying, and activate your next bold step. If you're a trailblazer or kingdom voice ready to break free from doubt and live fully alive, this is for you. Book now at newwingscoaching.net/hopeunlocked for special listener pricing. You were born to live uncaged and unapologetically bold. Now back to the show.
It's such a great question. There's so much there. I think it just reshaped my whole mindset, of like a checkup from the neck up. Everything that I thought was the way to win was wrong.
Mm,
Like I was open to change.
mm-hmm.
I was open to the idea that the way I'm thinking may
Mm-hmm.
not be working. In fact, I knew it wasn't working. So I was just open
Mm-hmm.
to change. And so, I just realized that I came from a place of poverty,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that now I look back on it, I think it's a spirit.
Mm, yeah.
And so, I do believe I've told my family this multiple times. I do believe I broke a generational curse.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're a breaker in your
Mm-hmm.
family, and being a breaker comes with some breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have some breakdowns along the way?
Never.
Never? Never.
No.
Not
Oh man, so many breakdowns. It's hard to count.
one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, which breakdown could you share with us that you just saw God show up in like miraculous ways?
So back to your earlier question of M is good. So the original name was Marketing Ministries,
Hmm.
and I knew I wanted to rebrand
Mhm.
because I had got a prophecy hit me in 2009.
Okay.
I'm not a very prophetic person,
Hmm.
but I've seen it happen multiple times because at M is good, we represent a lot of different Christian organizations around the world.
Hmm.
And so at the time we were very heavy into the church.
Yeah.
And so I've been to a lot of different churches from Methodist, Baptist, Pentecostal, that kind
Yeah.
of side of things. So I had to go over Germany back again to
Hmm.
meet a client. I go to church. I get hit with a prophetic word from an apostle,
Okay.
and it rocked me.
Mm.
And my ears swelled up, my face got hot. I fell to my knees. I passed out like it was like an event.
Yeah.
And through that prophetic word, I was really debating whether or not to follow it.
Mm.
In fact, I sat on it for a year,
Okay.
and I said, I could choose to believe this, or I can choose not to.
Mm.
And my current trajectory, I'm going to choose to believe it.
Wow.
So I went all in.
Okay.
And so what is R7 today is
Mm.
part of that prophecy.
Oh, wow.
And so R7 is this is like what we take all clients through.
Mm.
It's our process at M is good. But the first part is destiny. What
Okay.
is my purpose?
Hmm.
So destiny is one of those words that, I call them obligatory religious phraseology. It's some of these words that, Christians use that nobody understands.
Hmm.
And so destiny is one of those.
Sure.
Destiny is short for destination. But,
Hmm.
our ultimate destiny is to glorify the Lord with our talents and our abilities.
Yes.
So that's one. Two is vision. If anything I do really well, I think it's vision. And so how to write it, how to pull it out of someone, how to pull it out of myself, how to drive it. Um, vision is a short, portable, easy to understand, memorable, inspiring statement. It's 7-11 words, no conjunctions. So what is the vision? 3, we get into what is this, the strategy. From there, we build the brand. Next, we're going to communicate the brand. Then we're going to pray about steps 1 through 5. Step 7, take action. So I'm telling you all this to tell you that the miracle of what happened through this prophecy is God sent me mentors in every one of these steps.
Really?
Yeah.
Like within that first year?
Within about 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was like 2009 to about 2014, 15.
Okay.
Right as we're rebranding the company
Okay.
and bringing this R7 to life. And I didn't know it till about Mentor 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And out of all this, we only really had to pay for one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So by Mentor 4, what were you thinking by Mentor 4?
I'm like, this is crazy. Like this is not about me. This is about a vision that God has that needs to get out. And I'm just this is going to sound bad, but I'm just a pimple on the ass of life here, like making things happen. Like I got to know that I'm just part of his plan. I'm not the plan. You know what I mean?
Yes. Because wouldn't you say a lot of people, maybe in the business world, unfortunately start to think it's all about them over the years? Could you kind of speak to that a little bit? Because I don't know, I feel like somebody wants to hear about that.
This is a really good question because I just wrote a book on this.
Oh, perfect. See, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I
You
told
didn't
you
know
before we get
this.
started, I don't like to learn all the things. I like to be surprised. So let's hear more about this.
Yeah. So this will be my 4th book. It's
Okay.
not going to come out till probably July 4th of next year.
Okay. Freedom
I
Day.
just wrote it and
hmm
it's now with my editor and my editor's going to kick my butt on it. I know that for sure.
And why is that? I just got to know. Kick your butt on what? On what?
Well, like this is my 4th book, so I just know like my other 2 books I write really fast and then we start then really kind of fleshing everything out. And so it
Gotcha.
just takes time to work on the
Mhm.
character development and stuff. But so I've kind of boiled it down to 4 things.
Mhm.
Okay, of like that gets in the way of development of like peak performance.
Mhm.
And I call this FLAP.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yep.
FLAP stands for fear,
Mhm.
lust, anger, pride.
Mm. Wow. Those are some power-packed words right there.
hmm And so your FLAP, your fear, your lust, your anger, and your pride is like stress and
Mhm.
anxiety.
Mm.
It's not something that you get rid of.
Mhm.
It's something that you manage. It's
Sure.
something that you're aware of.
Mhm.
Everybody struggles with their flap at
Mhm.
least 2 things a day, like
Mhm.
like your fear, lust, your anger, whatever. 2 of those a day get you.
Mm.
It gets everybody.
Yeah.
And so it's how do we navigate our flap?
Mhm. Wow.
Mhm.
That's powerful. So obviously you've walked through this to get this
Mhm.
revelation because we don't
Yeah.
typically hand out revelation until we've walked through something and experienced it, right? When did this come for you, this flap? Did he were you tell us more about like getting this revelation? Like what happened?
This was mentor 2.
Oh, mentor too. Okay. I like your
Mhm.
mentors. They're great.
Yeah.
Thank you, mentors of Dr.
Thank you,
Dave.
mentors. And so this was mentor 2, so this is back probably 2014, somewhere
Okay.
in there, where this hit me, and I just really been sitting on it for a while and just really kind of testing it with different clients in different pieces throughout the years through different, meetings and different, destiny sessions. I do a lot of destiny sessions.
Okay.
And so it just really and this is kind of my first time like just putting it together. So it's been baking for at least a decade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So of these, like you have the R7
Hmm.
and you've got these different realms in each, 1 through 7. Which would you say, because do you work with men and women or
Oh yeah. Yeah.
full gamut? Which would you say is most challenging for people to grasp?
Another great question.
I like
So
questions.
I'm just going to geek out on you for a second here. Okay.
Great. Mm.
The answer is vision.
Mm.
Vision is really, really hard to find.
Okay.
Like really hard to find.
Okay.
And the reason is our brain loves what, where, when, and how.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in the neocortex of our brain.
Mm-hmm.
The amygdala formulates the what, where, when, and how,
Mm-hmm.
and then just says fight or flight.
Yeah. Then it goes to the fear too, right?
Yeah, that's part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so vision is in the amygdala.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the why.
Mm.
And so it's so easy for us to say, where do I need to be? How
Mhm,
long are we going to be there? How much is it going to cost?
mhm,
Right. But then you talk about why. It's
mhm.
really hard to pull that out. It just is.
Yeah.
And so then you got to pull that out and you got to say it's a short, portable, easy to understand, memorable, inspiring statement that's 7-11 words, no conjunctions. So now you have to take it and just refine it.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to do that
Mm.
because the two tenets of a human being are the pursuit of pleasure
Mhm,
or the avoidance of pain.
mhm,
And so to get to that vision, it's rigorous, it's detailed, it's committing, it's
mhm,
persistent.
mhm.
And so it's not impossible.
Yeah.
I've done it a lot of times, but when you think about some of the best visions out there,
Mhm,
um, I don't mean to make this a political statement, but it just works because everybody's familiar with it. But if we go back to Obama's vision,
mm,
change, yes, we can.
mm,
And if we go to who he ran against at the time,
mhm,
John McCain.
mhm.
Do we remember John McCain's vision?
No.
No, because it wasn't good.
What was it? Do you not know either?
I know, I know.
You do.
It was country first.
Country first. Okay.
If we fast forward to Donald Trump,
Mhm.
make America great again, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then who did he run against? Kamala,
Mhm,
first time. Hillary the second, or Hillary the first time, right?
mhm.
Kamala the second time. What was Hillary's vision?
No idea.
I'm with her.
Oh, okay.
And what was Kamala's? Good
No
luck.
idea.
No idea. See, this is what vision does. It
Yeah.
just, when it's short, easy to understand, portable, inspiring. It's kind of like actually
Mhm.
Habakkuk talks about this
Yeah.
in Habakkuk.
Mhm,
He's, for those that are listening that don't know the story,
mhm,
um, Habakkuk is a minor prophet.
mhm,
He's very frustrated with God because at the time,
mhm.
Nineveh was like New York and Los Angeles in the 70s.
Yeah.
Anything goes in Nineveh. And
Yeah.
nobody wanted to go to Nineveh because it was crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy town.
Yeah.
And so he goes up on this watchtower and he's like, God, where are you?
Mhm.
Like, this is crazy. I'm going to sit here until you answer my question.
Yeah.
And God responds with, write the vision on a tablet.
Mhm.
And in the Amplified, it says, make it plain so the running by can see it and carry
Yes.
it with them.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so the way I translate this is that you and I are driving down the interstate and we
Mhm.
see a billboard
Mhm.
that says McDonald's next exit.
Mhm.
That's pretty easy. We're hungry, we get off,
Right.
right? But if you have this billboard, it has all these words on it, you can't read it, you don't know what it's saying.
Right.
So this is where like the vision everybody has I've had a pastor say, Dave, we're not going to work on the congregation's vision. There's only one vision in here, and it's mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So everybody has vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's some debate there psychologically and from a research standpoint, like if we're born with it or is it happened to us through trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's debatable, but at the end of the day, it's there.
Yeah.
And so getting that out
Mm-hmm.
so that we can have that. I don't know if you remember back, but like you remember the Batman when he had like, the commissioner needed Batman to go to the top of the building and shine the bat logo and Batman would show up. That's the way I look like our vision is. It's like we have to show our vision to the world so that people can show up and help us accomplish the vision.
That's good. Say that again.
So like your vision is for those of us older, remember Batman, the old Batman's where the commissioner was struggling, something was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would go to the top of the building and he would shine the bat logo, the Batman logo, and then
Mm-hmm.
Batman would show up.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like our vision is like we need to communicate our vision to the world so that people can help us.
Yeah. That's so good.
So there's three problems with vision. One, you don't have it. Two, you're not communicating it. And three, you don't believe in your own vision.
Mm. Wow. So you get to be like a spiritual optometrist and help people with their
Something like
vision,
that.
right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Well, this time has gone by really fast. I know we have to keep it a little tight here today, but I would love to
Yeah.
have you back again. I know you mentioned you have a book coming out in July. What's happening between now and then that people could tap into what you're putting out there? What can people get involved in? How can they reach you? I'd love to hear.
Yeah, so you can go to emmasgood.com. On there, there's a let's chat, filling out, the contact form there and just let's chat. That goes right directly to me if you want to reach out.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Awesome. Well, this has been a joy. I would love for you to just think of just the one who's listening in today. If there's anything else that you would love to, any words of encouragement or wisdom that you'd love to speak over them. And then would you pray us out today?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say that if you're listening today, that no matter what you're going through, the peaks and valleys of of the life that you're in, that God is there and He has a vision for your life, and that whether it's really, really, a deep valley or you're on top of the peak, there is a vision for you. And I just heard this the other day. I thought was super powerful that if you're in a dark valley and you think, man, there's no way out, this is not God, right?
Mm,
This is the adversary telling you there's only one way. When
yeah.
we really embrace our true identity in Christ, the room has no walls.
Mm,
There's infinite choices and there's infinite opportunity. And that's
mm,
the beauty of um, being a Christian is that, we have to glorify the Lord with our talents and our abilities in the peaks and in the valleys. And He is there for you no matter what you're going through.
yes. So good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Well, would you pray us out? And then
absolutely.
that was such a good word. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Lord. Except for the grace of God, there go I.
Yeah.
I just want to uh, just pray a hedge of protection over us, our family, our friends, our finances, over Kristin's podcast, her vision for her life and her business. Lord, I just so thankful for the opportunity to serve you and be in this moment today, and those that are listening out there. Just ask that you put a hedge of protection over their family, friends, and finances too. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. I'm going to close with Hope Unlocked anchoring verse, which is, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit, you may abound in hope. And that's Romans 15:13. So thank you for being a brave voice who's setting many free. I will be back with another episode next week. Have a great day.